Hey everybody. Okay, so today we're going to talk about Nick Suzuki. Nick Suzuki is, I guess, still in his rookie season. I've been talking a lot about Nick Suzuki ever since the first time I saw him. I'm kind of going to explain why in this video. And I've been also saying that I think Nick Suzuki is going to be an elite hockey player and a point-a-game guy. I actually think his window of points is probably somewhere between 70 and 90. I think he can do this on a regular basis for a number of years, and I think I'm going to try to prove it or show you why I think that in this video. So there you go. So we're going to talk about Nick Suzuki. I'm going to show you his record from this season. He had a few streaks where he was a point-a-game player, and I'm going to read a prepared speech for the first time in a while. I'm going to actually read from a script, so let's get right into it. Okay, so this is about Nick Suzuki, and turn around, right? Nick Suzuki. Is he an elite player? So that's the question in here. I think for most Canadiens fans, he definitely is. Although you still see talk now. I'm talking about Twitter. Twitter, sometimes you got to take it for take it for from where it comes. But there's still a lot of people who question what Nick Suzuki can do, what Nick Suzuki's potential is. So we're going to talk about it today. So I guess let's go over him. He's 5'11", 201 pounds. Now, at 5'11", you could say he's a little small. He is. If he had a couple more inches, it would be great. But he's 201 pounds. That's his weight. That's not bad. Usually guys that are under 6 feet, you see them under the 200-pound mark, especially at his age, at 20, usually 185, somewhere like that. I would maybe worry a little bit if he was at that weight. But he's 201 pounds. He is 20 years old. There's still potential for him to put on an inch and get to 6 feet. There's potential for that. And you got to figure by the time, he in the next couple of years, he's probably going to end up at around 210 pounds, which is, you know what? You can't push a guy like that around. He's solid on his feet, solid on his skates, good balance, all that good stuff. And Nick Suzuki, even at 5'11", is a formidable player. He's a center and right wing. So if he's not playing center, he's playing the wing. But I think center is his best position, personally. So anybody who thinks he should go back to the wing, I don't see it. I think he's cemented the fact that he's a center, and he's going to be probably the #1 center here within the next year or two, in my opinion. And he's a right-handed shot, so I wrote shoots right. To me, that actually says a lot. He shoots right. I'm a right-hand shot. To me, that's the right way to shoot when you're playing hockey. So it's just a stupid joke. So he shoots right. Last year, 2019-20, in 71 games, 13 goals, 28 assists for 41 points. The only kind of stat I don't like is that -15. I don't know if that's something he'll carry with him. Sometimes a lot of offensive players have that minus tag, but he's a very good defensive player as well. And I just think it's the position and the guys, like in the lines that he was playing in, and the guys he was playing with that might have contributed a little bit to that at least. And I hope that number is going to be something that changes in his game. On the power play, 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points in his rookie season. 14 points on the power play. That bodes well for the future, and something that Montreal, especially last season and parts of this season, good parts of this season, have been lacking is that offense on the power play. His rookie season, 14 points. You've got to figure this guy's going to produce some points on the power play. He also had only 6 penalty minutes. So future Lady Bing candidate maybe as well. So there you go. He's not a nasty, dirty, cheap kind of hitter. And yeah, 6 penalty minutes only. I like that. I don't mind. We've had a lot of guys. Jean Beliveau didn't get it. Well, when he started his career, he did, and then he worked that out. A lot of great players that don't get penalty minutes. He's a solid two-way player, and I think he has a huge upside. I really do. I think he has a huge upside. So when I say 70 points to 90 points, could be higher, and they're probably his career year could be somewhere around 100 or over. And we haven't had a 100-point player here in Montreal since the 70s, I want to say. Okay, so he had 3 streaks during the season where he was a point-a-game player. And they were, it's not just 2 games. November 12th to 23rd, he had 6 games, 6 points, 3 goals, 3 assists. December 19th to January 11th, over 12 games, 12 points, 3 goals, 9 assists for the 12 points. And near the end of the season, when they called it, January 27th to February 18th. It's a really bad beat. 12 games, 13 points, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points. So he had 3 pretty good. I mean, the 6-game, you can say, okay, 6-game streak. A lot of players have that, but that's 12-game streaks. 2 of them in his rookie season. I think that says something. It's kind of like, you're seeing the potential of what could possibly be. The bad streaks. October 39th to November 9th. So that means the very start of his career. These are the first games he played, 17 games, 6 points. He was scoreless, though, in 11 of those games, and he had 6 points in the other 6 games. No, they weren't 6 games in a row. I get that, but I'm just saying, you can see, okay, maybe. We'll see how this goes, right? And then on December 10th to 17th, 4 games, no points. January 13th to 18th, 4 games, no points. And February 20th to March 7th, 8 games, no points. That was how pretty much he ended this season before they cut it off. He had a point in his last game, though. So he's a rookie. You're not expecting, very few rookies come in first year and score 70, 80, 100 points. It's happened. I'm not saying it hasn't, but I didn't expect that from Nick Suzuki, and he didn't deliver that. But these aren't bad. 4 games, 8 game was a bad one. He was in a bit of a slump, but a slump happens to everybody during a season. He never had any other time in the season where he had anything worse than a 4-game, 0 points streak. I think that bodes well in a rookie. Now, here's the prepared speech part. So I wrote a bit of a script about what I think about this kid. His anticipation allows him to be in the right place to intercept passes and transition quickly and score on the rush. He thinks outside the box when setting up line mates for scoring chances or scoring himself by faking a pass and making an almost unique Nick Suzuki move. In some of his junior highlights, he made moves and dekes and took shots from weird angles like I've never seen before. For the shots part, since then, I've seen Cole Caulfield take same kind of really bad angles and be even more accurate, but that's a different story. But I've never seen some of the moves I saw in the highlights, and if I've seen them before, it's been a long time. So Nick Suzuki is kind of a unique playmaker. I like some of just the way he thinks and the pace he thinks at. So I'm getting off track. He says he gets his outside the box thinking from his days going to art school. He went to an art school for a couple of years. It taught him how to be very creative artistically and in his hockey. And yeah, I believe he paints, he does some artistic stuff. I saw some advanced stats on Twitter just this morning that show he's already in the elite sniper range. In the same ballpark as Pasternak, Zibanejad, Aho, etc. For a guy in his rookie season who wasn't supposed to even be ready, remember, we didn't know if he'd be ready. We were all saying, maybe he's going to need some time in the AHL. As a matter of fact, the closer they got to being in camp, the more those expectations, he's going to make the team, kind of got tempered, and everyone was leaning towards him going to the AHL more than making the team. Now I got to find where I was. So that's pretty lofty heights to have reached, I think, to be in the same ballpark as a Pasternak and a Zibanejad and Aho in advanced stats. So I think that's pretty good, and that's just as on the sniper level. So he has potential to be an elite sniper. His numbers are good. I've been very fortunate personally to have seen live and on TV so many of the Habs' great players: Lafleur, the Pocket Rocket, Henri Richard, Frank Mahovlich, Jean Beliveau, just so many more. I could stand here for another few minutes and name them. I've seen film on so many of the others. So I said this once in a video, when you grow up here in Montreal, you're a big hockey fan, Habs fan, you learn the history. I've seen so many old film footage and read books and seen so many things. I kind of know a lot of their history, even though I wasn't alive then. Again, I lost my place. Okay, so that when I saw Suzuki play for the first time in a highlight, I recognized kind of right away, there was something about this kid that I recognized his potential in this kid with what I was seeing, the pure talent, skills-wise, and his high hockey IQ, his super quick way of processing. His super quick way of processing what his options are and deciding to do them. And that's where we're next and decide what to do. His great anticipation. I've seen how many times this season how you watch him. He's watching where the puck is. And then he moves somewhere. You go like, where is he going? And that's where the puck ends up. He's got great anticipation. His 200-foot game. He's got a 200-foot game. That goes along with that anticipation as well. And despite the fact that his skating was suspect, they all said his skating wasn't good enough. That's one of the reasons why we thought he wouldn't make it. His skating wasn't good enough, but he worked on it, and obviously got good enough that you don't notice anything. He gets back, he covers the on defense. He gets back and he back checks and all that stuff, and he gets when he needs to put on the jets there and make a move and in the offensive zone. He seems to be able to do that as well. So his lack of good skating apparently hasn't caused him to have hasn't caused him any problems. I don't think so far. Nick Suzuki will be an elite level center in this league for a long time to come. He may be the most talented and most complete player I've seen here in Montreal, like in a long time. And maybe even overall, like considering the fact that you take a guy like Guy Carboneau, who was in junior hockey, he was a star offensively. He put up big numbers, and when Montreal drafted him, they converted him into the that third-line defensive center. Frank's Selke Trophy winner 3 times. Great, and he's in the Hockey Hall of Fame. But this was an offensive player that they turned into this great defensive center who could score as well. I'm not saying Nick Suzuki is going to be that. What I'm actually saying is Nick Suzuki is going to be a little more than that, because I think he can put up even bigger numbers in the NHL and still be a pretty good defensive center. No, he's not going to be your Phil Danault type of guy, obviously. But he's gonna what's the word I'm looking for? He's not gonna hurt you defensively ever, I don't think. Maybe on a bad night. But that's all I'm saying. This guy, I haven't seen a guy who offensively and defensively can possibly bring so much to the table. Again, I lost myself. Okay, a player that makes me nostalgic for the old days. I've been watching some old films again. When Montreal Canadiens had so many of the best players in the game, and the season wasn't a success without a summertime Stanley Cup parade. And I said this just the other day. In Montreal, we were so spoiled that we didn't consider it a successful season, even if they lost in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. It still wasn't considered a successful season because they didn't bring home the cup. That's how spoiled we were here. So with players like Nick and KK and Cole and Caden and a few more at that, Montreal Canadiens' future is bright once again, and a 25th Stanley Cup looks like a real possibility and no longer just a pipe dream. And it's true for, many years. Every year we had a crappy team, but we always hoped for the best. Our rose-colored glasses made the players out to be better than they are. Well, this is the first time since I don't remember when we legitimately have the potential in the next few years to have a really great team, a Stanley Cup contender, not just a playoff contender, and just a team that's going to make us all proud and happy and enjoying watching them again. Enjoying that potential that maybe we can actually win it this year. We're going to be one of the best teams. All that kind of stuff. It hasn't been in a long time. So there you go. That's my Nick Suzuki video. I think he's going to be a great player. I think the potential is almost sky's the limit for him. We're going to find out in the next 2-3 years where he's going to hit. I think this is not a guy that you're going to wait till he's 27 and he hits his prime years for him to, okay, now he's really coming on. I think in the next 2-3 years, he's going to be one of the league's best. And we're going to have him right here in Montreal. That's the video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, give a thumbs up. While you're down there, leave me any comments you may have about, what's on the board. I mean, that's what his record was. But what my thoughts on Nick Suzuki, let me know what you think about that. If you feel differently, let me know in the comment section down there. And if you haven't already, please head down there and subscribe and ring that notifications bell. That's going to get you more videos like these right here at Talking Habs for your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge. And that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please be safe out there. Wear a mask when you need to. And that's it. Peace out. See you next video. Bye, y'all.